Everybody, no matter where you are, no matter how much money you have, no matter how successful you might be, everyone needs that one friend. Don't believe me? Watch this.
It's time for reaction. Welcome in. Old School Nerd.
Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd, professional YouTube reactor, full-time dad, amateur Bert Kreischer lookalike. Not my decision. Anyway, okay. When I say that everyone needs a friend, I don't just mean, hey, how you doing? Long time no see. What's going on? Nice to hear it, dude. How's your mom? No, I mean a ride or die friend. Everybody needs one. And whether that be your significant other, or it's just a guy or a girl you've known all your life, they're just that person that is so much like you. They've walked your walk. They've literally had the same trials that you've had. There's one or two things that make them either better than you or less than you, and you relate to it. But the number one thing that that perfect friend does will not only self-deprecate themselves for your benefit, they'll die laughing doing it. Blood-packed friend. There are no better friends on the planet that are not married to each other. I think that's why they're friends. If Bert and Tom were married to each other, they'd probably hate each other. So every day we think about Bert and Tom's wives and go, those poor ladies. Okay. Tom and Bert, they're both super dads, even though Bert uses his fact that he's a dad as the focal point of most of his comedy, and the fact that, yeah, Isla. So they have a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave. Why? Because they're in a man cave and they're two bears. Because they're both husky, they're both kind of hairy, and they're both hilarious. So I've been wanting to see this video. Someone says you have to see this video because it's like you're sitting across from yourself at a table. And I was like, I don't know. Tom doesn't like me. Why? Because I'm from South Louisiana. Yeah, I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. You know who else is from Lafayette, Louisiana? Addison Rae. Yeah, Tom went to the Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier fight, sat right behind Addison Rae and goes, hey, can I take a picture with you? And then he sat there on this podcast and talked to Bert about how incredibly famous she is and how influential on TikTok, She's from Lafayette, Louisiana too, Tom. So we're not all hicks that live out in the country? Okay, fair enough. My uncle is the guy you were talking about in your video. Not the literal guy that came to you after your show. He just talked like him. Have an entire video about it on my channel. Anyway, let's get to this video. Tom Segura and his best friend, Bert Kreischer. Now, to kind of preface this, they always do a thing called Sober October. It's kind of something they started kind of with Joe Rogan and some of their friends, where during the month of October, they not only celebrate Scrotum Cancer Awareness Month, but they also decide no booze, no drugs, just living it straight for 1 month. And it usually goes into some kind of challenge. Well, one year, I think it was like 2 years ago, they said, hey, let's do dance videos so you can be the best dancer. And Tom said, yeah, okay, go ahead. And Bert did it. Bert did a video, and he's a horrible dancer, ripped his shirt off, which is what everyone expected, then ripped his pants off, which no one expected, and everyone wishes he hadn't done it. And of course, Tom laughs it off and goes, "You're so stupid. You thought I was going to do that?" And it kind of died off. Bert's like, "Oh my God, I did all that," and Tom was just joking. He's not really going to do it until this video. So these are some of the highlights of one of the best podcasts in the world. I understand Joe Rogan runs the world of podcasts. Totally respected. He's the man, okay? The podcast that I listen to, I listen to Joe Rogan, Two Bears, One Cave. I listen to the Bill Burr one that he does where Bill just vents about shit all podcast long. He hates everything. And then I also listen to Chris Jericho because he's got some really cool rock and roll guests sometimes. So those are the ones that I like to listen to regularly when I'm driving and stuff in the car. So this is an excerpt, some of their funniest moments. I'm going to play back-to-back clips. The one where Tom reveals to Bert had no idea. But he said, "Yeah, I made a dance video," and proceeded to make Bert look like crap. This is the hardest I've ever seen Bert Kreischer laugh, if this is the video they're showing. The second clip we're going to watch is the one, I heard it. I didn't see this. I listened to the podcast where Bert admits that, you know how healthy people, quote unquote healthy people, they drink a lot of water so they can cleanse out their weight as they're working out and have, it's just kind of a cleansing thing and helps, it's a really healthy thing to do. You're drinking a lot of water while you're losing weight and working out. Let's just say Bert drinks 1.5 gallons of something during the day, but it's not water.
You do great promos, but I made a promo video. Do you want to see it? Put your headphones on.
I love how the people in the background are laughing
cool.
their asses off because they know it's coming. They're literally dying in the back. You can hear them in the mic. They're laughing so hard.
All right, here's my promo video.
Are you in blackface?
No.
No, stupid.
Just wanted to show
Is he in blackface?
This is awful. I mean, my God.
Oh my God.
I can't dance.
Oh.
That's a hip thrust. I'm gonna vomit.
His poor wife.
He has a wife?
He has a wife.
Little pee-pee. This guy's definitely racist, right?
He probably stinks too. Hey, Tom Segura.
Okay. There are two things that Tom Segura makes fun of in his comedy specials that I love more than anything. Number one, his obsession with Steven Seagal. He's literally obsessed with the ridiculousness of Steven Seagal. And it kind of ties into the Louisiana thing because Steven Seagal for a time was a deputy sheriff in Jefferson Parish, which, by the way, is 2 hours that direction. Pass. Hard pass. Technically, Tom, if you literally took the toe off the boot of Louisiana and just let New Orleans float to Key West and stay there, we'd be good with it. Because of crazy crap like that. Anyway, so he has an unhealthy obsession with Tom Segura. So if you're going to do a dance off to show up Bert, why not dress like your obsession and go for it? By the way, Bert's going to lose his crap. I've never seen this clip, but I heard the podcast. I was listening to the podcast in my car. I hear Bert Kreischer laughing so hard, he sounds like a child's recorder. When a kid in elementary school gets that recorder and starts playing, and you're like, "Stop, you're horrible, you're killing a cat." Bert laughs so hard, it's coming. It sounds like a child playing a recorder. Horribly, horribly bad.
You've been dancing your whole life.
I know.
Show this fool up.
Walk up in this thing, I be on my game. If it's competition, I put them to shame. Please don't steal my style, I might cuss you out. What you doing now? I did for a while. Booty, trying to cross the Lambo on the block, looking like a snack. I show you how to do it. Show you how to do it. Cause there ain't no other way. Watch me.
Fuck you, Bert. Hey, man. That was crazy.
Okay, I've seen the dance video and it's hilarious to me. I've heard the podcast where you could hear Bert laughing. I've never seen him die. Here's the thing. Nobody makes Bert Kreischer laugh more than Tom. And nobody can make Tom lose it laughing like Bert. And when they start laughing, even if what they're doing is not even funny to the rest of us, you cannot help but laugh with them. Because it's that, have you ever had one of those situations where you're with your friends and somebody breaks and they just start dying laughing, and everybody else in the room, even though it's not funny to them, they're laughing with the person laughing because you just cannot help yourself? That's the level of connection that Tom and Bert have. Kurt Russell, yeah. Bert will never look like Kurt Russell, even though he does stupid shit like Kurt Russell, but let's not get into it. Another interesting fact, if you've never seen this dance video, that's actually Tom dancing. There's a really amazing video on YouTube that I watched, and it's the making of the dance. Not the Garth Brooks song. Tom's dance. This dude worked for weeks learning how to dance, practicing at home, taking it legitly serious. That's really him dancing. And he comments that, it took him weeks to learn this dance routine, and it took the professional dancers 10 minutes. One run, done, they're good. He's like, what am I doing with my life? And one of the most hilarious parts of this whole situation is that's actually an actor sitting in the chair, like a 400-pound actor, right, dressed up as Bert Kreischer. That's actually Bert's face that they face swapped post-production. Tom tricked Bert into sitting doing promo videos with his director of the video, and they tricked Bert into sitting in a chair making facial expressions for an hour so that they could have his face captured. And they told him it was for something else, some kind of promo for the podcast, so they could overlay Bert's actual face on that enormous Jabba the Hutt looking dude. It's great stuff.
Crazy. But I was kidding. You're my best friend, and I love you.
Watch me.
This is my favorite part. Bert's in shock right now. He's literally in shock.
There it is.
He's not sure what's real,
Made a
what's
dance
not
video.
real. He's trying to comprehend what he's just seen. You can hear the people in the background losing it.
It's the best thing I've ever seen.
To start your day? Really?
Okay, this is the one where he's talking about. Now, all this time, Bert's like coming to the podcast, and he's always got this large, giant thermos with him. And it holds like 64 ounces of liquid. And Tom's always thought, well, Bert's just bringing water. He's drinking water because these guys go through these things where they always have these bets, and they're always challenging each other to lose weight. And, they rib each other constantly. But for a few years, they were really pushing each other to lose weight. As all great friends do, especially if it's your ride or die friend, you're going to push each other because you don't want them to, have health problems and die on you, right? By the way, Bert has said many times that he wants Tom Segura to close his funeral because the visual of a really fat guy crying is something that everyone needs to see, and he wants to make sure it happens, which I think is hilarious to me. So this is when Tom finds out that Bert has not been drinking water this whole time. Actually, he's drinking Kool-Aid with tons of sugar. And this is the moment where Tom breaks. This is the hardest anyone has ever seen Tom Segura break and laugh himself, almost to the point where he can't breathe. It doesn't happen often because Tom is a cool, calculated killer when it comes to comedy. It's hard to make him break. You know, he's one of the funniest people on the planet. But it's hard to make funny people break because they've heard it all, they've seen it all. But the ridiculousness of Bert Kreischer drinking, I think he drinks 2 of them a morning, 64 ounces. That's 1.5 gallons of Kool-Aid every morning. And then Bert sits there and complains, I can't lose weight, man. You think? You're literally drinking 1,500 calories every morning to start his day and roll.
So good.
What kind?
Red. Kool-Aid is fucking awesome. It really is awesome.
The problem is Bert's thinking it's Kool-Aid, right? It's a drink. I could drink this and it's great. He's thinking it's like the Mio stuff. You drip in the water and it has no sugar, no calories, and it flavors the water. No, he's drinking Kool-Aid, which is enough sugar to kill a diabetic horse. Yeah, like the one on Half Baked. But that's not the point. Tom has already caught the logical mistake that Bert has made. And the reason why I think Tom is laughing so hard is because Bert's like, no, dude, legit, this is great. And Tom's like, you're so stupid. And he loses it.
It's so good. Pour a little something for yourself. It's watered down. It's not too bad.
You really drink
Ice
Kool-Aid?
cold. It's ice cold. Yeah.
One of the best things about these two guys is they love each other so much, but they're both very, very creative people. Okay? My creative ability is to be able to come up with stuff on the fly. I'm kind of an impromptu guy, which is why all of my videos are shot in one take live. And if I make mistakes, I make mistakes. This is why I have 100% real, because I never fake anything. These two guys are so good at ribbing each other, playing practical jokes. They literally make careers out of it. So they never trust anything the other person says. Tom is literally checking to make sure that Bert's not fucking with him right now about it being actually Kool-Aid. Bert is so good at this stuff. Tom's like, I'm going to pour a little bit of this in the cup, make sure it's not water. Make sure he's not fucking with me. Because that's something Bert would do to Tom, and that's something Tom would do to Bert. So Bert's on the line here. Tom's going to check it to make sure he's not really this stupid. By the way, he really is this stupid.
Good. Pour a little something for yourself. It's watered down. It's not too bad.
You really drink
Ice
Kool-Aid?
cold. It's ice cold. Yeah.
Tom doesn't believe him.
You are drinking Kool-Aid.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Here it comes.
Fucking 64 ounces.
I heard this on the podcast, okay? It's a great podcast. But seeing Tom turn red like a tomato, red like that sign, my brand sign, his ball head turning that red, it's the first time I've seen this, and it's epic. Tom doesn't break like this. Normally on their podcast, Bert is losing it every 5 minutes, and Tom's just, really, bro? That's where you went? It's a lot of this stuff is at Bert's expense, and that's what makes it great. This is one of the first times, and this is the first time I've seen it, and my God, it's infectious laughter. And a lot of times when you're listening to the podcast, you can hear the crew laughing because these guys are hilarious. But this one time, to see Tom turn this red and lose his shit. By the way, it's not even that funny, but these guys are going to start laughing, and they can't stop it because they make each other laugh uncontrollably.
My head hurts.
People walk around and they're like, good for that guy. He drinks a lot of water. It's Kool-Aid. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. That's so much Kool-Aid. That's half a gallon of Kool-Aid.
He drinks 2.
You're like, I'm getting my day
He
started.
drinks 2 a day.
I'm sweating right now. Oh, I'm soaking fucking wet. That's the hardest I've ever seen you laugh.
It's the hardest I've laughed. Okay, hold on.
It's pretty good. It's not that. It's good, right?
It's like, you should drink 64 ounces.
I try to drink 2 of them. I try to drink 2 every day.
I feel sick.
Oh my god, I'm crying and sweating right now.
I'm gonna fucking throw up.
You know how like you don't realize how different you are until someone points it out?
What?
Oh my god, I need to fucking lay down.
Your eyes are so bloodshot right now.
All right. So when I tell you, if you don't do anything with your life, I get it. Money, power, success, great relationship with your significant other, being a dad, being a mom, having kids, all those things are amazing in life. But if you don't have that one person, that equal person that when you look across the room, you say, that's my best friend. And I mean, not just that's my BFF. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone that everything that you do that is funny, they'll laugh at you and you laugh with them because you realize that they just love your ridiculousness and it's back and forth like that. You can't. If there's anything that's going to help Tom and Bert live long and happy lives, it's going to be each other. I mean that. My name is Old School Nerd, and those are the best two best friends I've ever seen in my life. It's kind of weird that you would aspire to be Bert Kreischer in anything, but there you go.